The streaming wars is currently brewing with Netflix once again taking the top spot. Welcome back to Views with Hughes or Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and today's story of the hour, Netflix is beating its competitors such as Disney Plus. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So let's think about it. You know, the height of the pandemic is happening and everything, and just all of a sudden we're all forced to stay home, okay? Some people like it, other people didn't, yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. What are you going to do with entertainment? You know, a lot of us have kids and stuff, and then there were those, in my case, at the time, I was single, didn't have family yet, not married yet, and what happens? I was home alone, and I got bored. So what happened? I decided to go ahead and start streaming stuff from Netflix and other platforms. I was already streaming from Disney Plus, but a few years ago, it seemed like every major studio decided to go ahead and jump into the streaming wars. Now, they probably thought, hey, everyone's at home during the pandemic. Streaming is the future. I mean, right? Well, we'll make tons of money. Well, it turns out that this move was a disaster for almost everyone in the entertainment industry, except for Netflix. Okay, now, just a few days after Netflix's stock actually surged due to a record-breaking fourth quarter, where they added 13 million subscribers, we got some surprising news. For most other companies in the entertainment industry, streaming was still a money pit, losing them billions each year. Now, Netflix's success really stood out during this streaming war. Interestingly enough, other companies that invested heavily in streaming, now we're talking hundreds of millions per quarter, even billions each year, are now turning to Netflix. Now, they're also selling the rights to their movies, series like Warner Brothers is currently doing, and shows to Netflix because they desperately need cash. Now, for example, NBC's Universal's Peacock, for example, they're losing $2.7 billion. They lost that in 2023. But NBC Universal is not alone in this kind of struggle. Let's take a look at Disney, okay? Disney, if you add up their losses, is staggering that they lost $1.1 billion in the first quarter of 2023, nearly another billion in the second quarter, $500 million in the third, and narrowed it down to $387 million loss in the fourth. Now that totals over $2 billion, nearly $3 billion just for Disney. And then there are other content streaming services like Paramount, who lost $250 million just in the last quarter of the year. Now, for the entire year, their losses were well over $1 billion. And Amazon, don't get me started on them. They're not really open with their data, but the signs are not good with them. They announced layoffs of hundreds of people at Amazon Prime Video, as we've all known, thanks to Rings of Power as well as Wheel of Time and Jennifer Salke. Now, the truth is, Hollywood bet big on streaming, thinking that, you know, it was actually the next big thing. They expected to race to the top, but instead they actually sunk billions into shows, series, and movies that, frankly, people aren't even interested in. The model is just not simply sustainable, if you ask me. Now, Disney, for instance, they literally started throwing away hundreds of millions of dollars on nearly every Marvel series, whether it's Secret Invasion or She-Hulk. These projects actually cost over $200 million each. And it's not just about losing money at the box office with the big budget films. Now, when it comes to streaming, nearly all these companies are also losing billions. Now, Netflix seems to be the only one capitalizing on this current trend. Now, other studios are also renting out the rights and everything to their content to the Netflix because they desperately need revenue stream. Now, Hollywood's decision to actually go all in on streaming has actually backfired in a major way. Now, the thing is, the one thing that I've always said about this, and the reason why, you know, a lot of these streaming platforms are failing, you know, is because, for one, they're failing because of the fact that, you know, it's the kind of program they got out there, okay? It's the kind of programming that's come from the establishment media, if you will, and people are actually looking for something new. Reason why they're looking for something new is because of the fact that, you know, these entertainment media outlets have become really politicized, okay? And the thing about that actually had a lot of people tuned out. And during the pandemic, at the start of the pandemic, more people started realizing, myself included, okay? That's when I decided to go ahead and learn more about what's actually happening and stuff. And then realize that it's the not just the entertainment giants, it's also the media out there. You know, that's the reason why I actually started this channel, so that way I can go ahead and speak out against the entertainment industry being brought in with all of these political agendas and ideologies and everything, where a lot of people are not really interested in it, who are on both sides of the aisle. Okay, people don't want woke. Okay, yes, you got a number of people out there who are actually tuned into like conservative leaning media. You also got people who are tuned into the liberal leaning media. All right, and that's hunky-dory. Okay, that's their interest. But the problem is you're going to go ahead and reach out to a particular audience that's a small amount less, way less than your current or your previous core audience, who aren't even a part of that particular, you know, population that you're aiming to, you know, win over. You can't just take big and well-known household named IPs and everything, like Star Wars, for example, and then try to go ahead and put your little political, ideological, woke agenda into it. Okay. And also, a lot of people don't care about, you know, seeing characters who look just like their creators. Okay. They don't want to see any creator input of themselves into these particular properties. Okay. It's that simple. Mainly, the reason why Netflix is actually winning the streaming wars is because of the fact that they're apolitical. For example, they have left-leaning comedians and stuff. You also have comedians also right-leaning. You got Dave Chappelle, and then you have other comedians who are part of the LGBTQ community and stuff on the same platform. Okay, they don't go after things that are based on ideology. Okay, they simply go ahead and entertain. They're trying to reach out to everybody out there. There's certain programs I don't like on it, but there's others that I do. Vis-a-vis One Piece, the live action version. Okay. Now, with that being said, Netflix is still going to take this top spot. I'm not sure how long its reign is going to end, but it is interesting to go ahead and see and stay tuned and find out. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.